Hi guys, Jake from Full Access UTV. Today we're going to talk about our King of the Hammers build. We are building a King of the Hammers KRX pretty much, and today we want to kind of talk about it and show you what we've been doing. We've kind of said it before, we live, breathe, and eat Kawasaki KRX. We also live in the dirt. So my background of rock crawling and racing Ultra 4, we're going to go back. We're going to do it again, but this time we're bringing a Kawasaki and we're going to bring something very special to the table. So for starters, we've got our Race 2 chassis, lightweight 2-seat chassis that has won We Rock National and Grand National Championships as well as Super Crawl World Championships. It's a phenomenal car, runs a little Honda V6 in it with Jesse Haynes portals and 40 or 42-inch tires. It's been a phenomenal car, and because of its size, it's so small, it's actually still smaller than the KRX. That's actually a picture of it up there on the banner of the car during one of the championships. So, starting with the chassis, we've only made a few changes. There's not a lot different. On the boat sides and the bottom, we open it up a little bit on the width just to increase it so we can still run the stock Kawasaki suspension geometry, which is phenomenal. Most people know it's one of the best suspension geometries out there in UTVs. So we increase this a little bit just to the absolute minimum so that we can run the trailing arms and get everything right. One of the huge advantages to us is on a KRX, your width is this wide per side more than this car. And that is down here. We gained all this extra room to slide through the rocks and weasel through. And this section is actually called what we call boat sides. So we'll have boat sides on there. We can weasel through the rocks and we should be able to just really push a good pace in the rocks, especially because it's a Kawasaki. The parts used in these things are much stronger than any other UTV that I've ever seen. So we're really hoping it's a good combo. Made a few changes to the front of the car. Front section's a little bit different. We're gonna have new uprights in here for the upper and lower A-arms and everything and tie it all back in. We're also planning on changing the ballast of this car. Most UTVs are rear engine, front radiator. We're gonna stick with a rear radiator for racing purposes, but we're gonna put all our weight in the front. We're gonna try to move a fuel cell up to the front, our computers, our batteries, and anything else of weight. We're gonna try to get up in the front section to equalize the car. In rock crawling, we're running water in the front tires. So to the top of the rim, bottom of the rim, it really depends, but it's for ballast, so it keeps the front end of the car down when you're climbing and it bites and pulls harder. So we're gonna try to shoot for that. I don't think there'll be many, if any, negative aspects in a high-speed desert, but in the rocks, it's just gonna be a beast. So in the end, we gotta do some high-speed stuff. We're gonna push this car over 100 miles an hour, and with the sponsors we got now, that's the plan. Let's push up the pace on the other competition and see how it holds out. So the rear of the car is not much too different. We removed some sections because we don't know how the tubes are going to be ended up coming back in yet once we get the motor in. But we already know the motor fits in. Everything else is fitting in here fine. We have SolidWorks and CAD drawings all over. Everything's tied together. Honestly, we got to get the time to work on this thing. This has been sitting here for 2 months. Because of your guys' support and how fast this business has taken off, we haven't even had the grand opening yet, and we are extremely busy building, designing, and making products and dealing with orders, which is hugely a thank you to you guys. Truly love it and love the support. Love talking to everybody calling, so I just want to say that. But the other cool thing about this car that's different than any other rock buggy that I've never seen is it's called the Boxer Dropper. I know, weird name, right? But dudes love it. So it's weird, but it's slam latches. We're going to be able to open our doors, get in and out, and do things. And in like King of the Hammers Racing, that is completely legal, and we're going to do that. When we go to Best of the Desert and other things, we'll have to make some slight changes, but everything will still work out, and it'll be awesome. I think, the height is another thing to discuss. So as you can see, from my hand to the top, that's the bottom of your KRX or my KRX to the top. You can't do that on a KRX. This thing is going to sit 14.5 inches lower than a KRX would if we both had the same tires. So the center of gravity in this car ought to be absolutely phenomenal. It ought to be amazing at high speed and not only in the rocks, doing side hills or whatever else. So that's another huge advantage. Just basically we got to go make it go fast and be safe. So this is what we got from Kawasaki. They gave us the 2021 KRX 1000. Has 7 miles on it, and yes, that's a Kawasaki KRX. Most people have never seen one naked. There it is. It's pretty naked. Mostly everything we've taken off, we throw it on the eBay store and we have on the website. So if you guys need something, call us, ask us. But it's all brand new. We took it off. We don't need it. Half this frame we don't need. We're going to ditch it all. But a lot of the other trinkets, we have yet to disassemble the car so it doesn't run. And we'll start pulling all that stuff apart once we get the time. But we're going to have some really cool sponsors on board. Walker Evans is making us their new 3-inch velocity shocks, which should be huge. Rugged Radios, of course, going to support us as usual with all their awesome race gear. Maxxis tires should be on board. We got Kraftwerks Supercharger. They've been working on a really cool supercharger for these, and it's a belt-driven supercharger, so it has instant torque and power, and that's really going to push up our power levels, as well as we're going to build the motor, do intake tricks, all kinds of things. The other thing we got to deal with is clutching. There's no way you're going to get a KRX over 100 miles an hour, even with power. You have to have the right people. We have James at JBS Performance. He and I have had multiple conversations about what we're about to do, and he's 100% on board. So we'll be using his sheaves and all kinds of weird stuff there, but we're gonna have new upgrade parts coming just because of this. We're gonna have heavy-duty drive shafts, input couplers on the diffs, the four-wheel drive, the full lock engagement piece that's breaking on everybody. We got those coming out in chromoly that are also hardened. There's a lot of cool things we're gonna have coming out with this car. So the point today was to say, hey, this is it. This is this car. We wanted to show it to you guys and show you, hey, this is what we do. We eat, sleep, breathe these things, and that's where we're at. So please like and subscribe. We'll come to you with a lot of videos. We're going to do a lot of how-to videos, a lot of discussions about the Kawasaki, what to do, what not to do, product demonstrations, just lots of cool things. So hey, click that subscribe button, please. Me and my family would much appreciate it. Don't think I missed anything on covering these, but we will definitely come back and keep updating you as we get time to do it. So thanks for watching.